up that equation. So we're going to take that cube strategy, we're going to apply it to our volume formula, and we're going to set up that equation. All right, that's our main goal today. All right. So I want you guys to answer this in your notes. What is the cube strategy used for? Then when you're done, just look at me, okay? So I know that you wrote that in your notes. What is the cube strategy used for? What do you think it's used for? Just keep it. I'll get it from you at the end, okay? What do you think the cube strategy is used for? In your opinion. Very good. I like that you're writing. Good job. So what do you think we use the cube strategy for? Brianna, what do you think the cube strategy is used for?
I said cutting out the not important stuff and pointing out the more important stuff.
Yep, so Brianna says that it's for, we can even use the word eliminating. The unimportant info, right? The unimportant info. What else do you think? What else do you think that this cube strategy is useful for? Anyone?
I said to get the important info.
So yeah, to get important information. Anything else? Do you guys feel that it's used for anything else? We think that pretty much sums it up?
Yeah.
So the cube strategy, you kind of cross out what you don't need and you can look at what you do need. And then you're able to fill in those value formulas, correct? Everyone agree? Yeah? All right. Let's look at our next slide. Okay, so in this one, I want you to tell me what the cube strategy stands for, but I want to see it on your whiteboards too, okay? So what you can do is write it on your whiteboard first, then we'll fill it out together, and then you can write that in your notes. I want to see that everyone knows what the cube strategy stands for. Very good. Yep, you're correct. All right, Haley, while everyone's writing, since I know I like your first answer, will you come in and fill in the C? What does the C stand for in the cube strategy?
It stands for circle.
Circle what? Circle the,
Numbers.
yep,
You want me to write it out?
yeah, circle the numbers. You can put the number sign for that if you want to make it faster.
Oh,
So circle
we'll know how to write it.
IRCL. It's okay. So it's CIRCLE. Circle the numbers. So for C, you guys should have circle the numbers. Write the number sign. Yep. Good job, Haley. Thank you. Who would like to do the U? Ethan? What's the U stand for? The U. Underline
Question.
the question. So you guys should have in your notes, underline the question for you. Good job, thank you. Brianna, would you like to do B? The B, what the B stands for?
Okay, so it means
Yeah.
box the keywords.
Box the keywords. Everyone agree that B stands for box the keywords?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay, we should have that in our notes. Make sure you're following along. Yeah?
Here's the keys.
Good job. Box the keywords. kind of tricky because we gave it two names. Morgan, do you want to do E? E. What does E stand for, everyone?
Evaluate.
Evaluate or
Eliminate.
eliminate. We do both, right? We do both. So evaluate or eliminate. Yeah.
I do like the little circle with the, like.
Hey, that's whatever helps you remember it, then that's totally fine. You understand that. Eliminate. Thank you. I can write it. Thank you. So eliminate or evaluate. So I would have both in your notes so you know that it's both. And what about S? Everybody, what does S stand for?
Solve.
Solve, yep. And we are going to do this part tomorrow. Just so you know, we're going to solve our equations tomorrow. So today, we're doing the eliminate and the evaluate. We're doing the E part of cubes today, okay? All right, and then this slide, I just wanted you guys to see, so if you didn't have the right answers, you have that in your notes, and you have exactly what each letter means. So we circle the keywords, we underline the question, we box any keywords, or in this case, it says math action words, then we evaluate, and we solve. Everyone agree? Everyone agree?
Yeah.
Yes, good job. Okay, so we're doing the E in the cube strategy. You guys know that? Now, I'm going to model one together. I'm going to model one for you guys, okay? So you can see. So I want you guys following along with me as I do this. So it says, Abby bought a box of Lucky Charms from the grocery store. It is 40 centimeters tall, 6 centimeters wide, and 22 centimeters long. What is the volume of the box of Lucky Charms? So I'm going to write my cube on the side so I can remember. And my first step is I want to circle the numbers. So I'm going to circle 40 because that's a number, 22 because that's a number, and 6. Now that I've circled all my numbers, I'm going to cross off the C. Everyone agree?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Then I want to underline the question. So I'm going to underline, what is the volume of the box of Lucky Charms?
But how'd you know that was a question?
If you look, you have your question mark at the end. So that's what you're answering, right? Your question is what you're going to be solving. And in this case, we're solving for, everyone? Volume. Yep, thank you. Good question, Brianna. All right, my next step I know is to box. I'm going to box in the keywords.
We should box in volume.
Yep, I'm going to box in volume because that's what I'm looking for. I'm also going to box in the word box because I know the shape that I'm solving for, right?
Yes.
Also,
Wide.
yep, wide,
Centimeters tall.
centimeters long, and centimeters tall.
Don't forget
Those,
centimeters.
yep, good call. So those are my keywords, right? That's what I'm going to be looking at. Now my next step, since I boxed, is to eliminate. I am going to eliminate anything that I don't feel is necessary. Well, I don't care that it's Abby.
I don't care if it's Lucky Charms.
I don't care if it's Lucky Charms either, nor do I care that she went to the grocery store to get them, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is all I care about. So, it's not over from there now. Now we need to, we need to write the volume formula down, and then we're going to plug our numbers in. So I know that the volume formula is volume equals length times width times height. So I'm going to plug in my number for length, for width, and height. So I would do V equals 40, because that's my length, times 6, because that is my width, times 22, because that's my height. And that's all I'm doing today, okay? That's all we're going to be doing, is we're going to be figuring out our volume formula we're using, and then plugging in those numbers. Okay, tomorrow we'll do the solving. So today we just want to concentrate on our volume formula and our what we plug in. So we should all have this written down in our notes. And we should be following along. Does anyone have any questions about this so far?
No.
Nope.
We're good? We understand it? Okay, I'll give you another second to write this down, but I want you writing down as I'm showing you how to do it, okay?
Yep.
While they're writing, does anyone want to tell me what the volume formula for a box is or rectangle?
I'll do it.
Yes, Ethan?
Length times width times height.
Length times width times height. Very good, very good. All right, let's move on to our next problem.
This one should be easy.
The Department of Transportation is making new traffic cones. The new cones are 24 inches tall and have a base with a radius of 8 centimeters. What is the volume of the new cones? So again, I'm going to write Q. And my first step is I'm going to circle the numbers. So let me circle my numbers. 24 and 8, those are my numbers. So I can cross the C off. Then I want to underline the question. So I know that I'm going to look for that question mark, right? And I'm solving the volume of the new cone. So that's what I want to underline. So we should all have that question underlined. My next step is to box in any key words. So I want to box in cone because that gives me my shape, correct?
Yep.
Yes. Then I want to box in inches. That's my unit, right?
Centimeters.
Tall, because that's one of my sides. Also, I want to box in radius
What about the base?
and centimeters, and we can box in base as well, because that helps with the shape, right? We can underline, we can box in volume because that's what we're solving for. So I think they have everything that I need boxed in. Now, I'm going to eliminate. Well, sorry, Department of Transportation, but you are not important to me. I'm going to cross that out, and new traffic, I can cross that out.
And new code.
Yep, I don't care if they're new, right?
Yeah.
So now I've eliminated. So my next step is to write in the volume formula for a cone. Well, I know the volume formula is 1/3 times pi times radius squared times height. Does everyone agree that's the volume formula for cone?
Yes.
Yes, so we should have that formula written in.
Should be 1.
So now I'm going to simply plug in my numbers. So I'll write it underneath it. And we are going to do this as if we were typing it into our calculator, but we know that pi equals 3 times 3.14, right? Right, but let's put the pi symbol because that's how we're going to write it in our calculator. Times the radius squared, which is 8, times the height, which is 24. And I have done that second part of that cubes, right? Yeah? Do we all have this in our notes?
Yeah.
Do we understand what we're doing? Put your thumb up if you are doing good. Awesome. I'll give you about another 30 seconds to write this down. So what do you guys think? What's your opinion? What do you think the trickiest part of this is?
Probably
None of it.
Brianna?
Formula.
The formulas. Yep, the formulas. But we know that last week and a couple days prior to this, we worked on volume, right? So we're just going to have to go back to those notes to find those formulas when you're doing this. I think that's going to be the trickiest part for you. Okay. I'm gonna move on. Let's do another one together, and then we'll do some, I'll model another one, and then we can do a couple together. Sound good? Yeah? Okay. Ron is going to buy a table. He only has enough room in his It is, should be kitchen for a cylindrical table with a height of 1 meter and a radius of 1 meter. What is the volume of the table Harry is going to buy? So let's look at that. Let's do my cube strategy. My first step, I know everyone, is to what?
Circle.
Circle. Yep, I'm going to circle my numbers. 1 and 1. Alrighty. And then I am going to cross off my C because I'm done with that step. My next step is to underline the question. Well, I look for that question mark again. And I am solving for the volume of Harry's going to buy. So I'm going to underline that. I can cross that off because I'm done with the U. And then I want to box in any what? Any
Keyword.
keywords. Yep, or important in the question. So let's see. Well, this word is kind of tricky, but it's cylindrical. I'm gonna, because that's my shape. And then I'm going to box in height, correct?
Radius.
Radius, yep, that's the next one I'm going to box in. And then I also want to box in
Meters.
meters, because that's my unit.
Or volume.
And then we can box in volume, because that is what we are solving for. So I've got my box done. Now let's move on to our eliminate. I don't care if it's Ron or Harry or where he's buying this for, do I? So I can cross all of that out. Everyone agree that's what you would cross out? Yes, good job. So then after I can cross out that step, I want to what? Solve for volume. So my volume formula is pi times radius squared times height. Does everyone agree that's my volume formula?
Yep.
Yes, you are correct. So then I'm going to plug those numbers in. So I'm going to write my pi symbol again, times radius squared, which is 1 squared, times height, which is 1. And that would be my next step, plugging in those numbers for that equation. Put your thumb up if you agree with me this is correct. Want to see those thumbs? Good, good. Yep, yep. Give you a second to write it down. The next few we're going to do together. So what I would like to see is we're going to use our whiteboards for this. And I want to see your responses on your whiteboards, okay? So whoever needs to keep writing that can keep writing. We ready to move on, everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. So let's look at this one. So what I want to see on your whiteboards is your volume formula and then your equation. We'll do cubes together. We'll do the cube strategy together. So I want to see that volume formula and then your numbers plugged in, okay? Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? All right. I can tell you guys are so excited. This life today. We're going to read this problem together.
Okay.
And we'll do cubes together, and then I want to see you guys fill in your volume formula and your the numbers, all right? We can do the first one together as so I can prompt you through this one, and then we'll work a little bit more independent on the next couple. Sound good? Good? Awesome? Okay. Aaron has a dog named Bella. Aaron buys Bella so many toys, but Bella's favorite toy is a pink squishy ball. The radius is 5 centimeters. What is the volume of Bella's favorite pink squishy ball? Right. Brianna, do you want to come to the board with me on this one and walk me through it? So what's your first step? What's her first step, everyone? She wants to do what?
Circle.
Yep. So let's write the cube steps. All right. So what's the first thing that Brianna should circle? 5. Is that the only